And Bart, a quick goal early on. Again, that line of Blake and Batchelder and Holt strike again for Lee Smith's Eden Prairie Eagles.
Well, it just got to a situation where Mahtomedi was chasing the play a little bit. They worked the puck down low very early, but it was a shot from distance, and I think it came from actually either Middlesex or Langfeld. So I didn't get the number, but it was Batchelder on the redirect early 1-0 lead, and it's been really all the plays been in the Zephyr zone. They're struggling to kind of find their legs so far. But here we go.
They'll transition back the other way. Zephyr's on it now. Ethan Peterson. They go in front. That one just wide. wide of the mark. Now it's going to be Middlestad with it off the end wall as he's going to outlet right wing side. Blake looking a lot better coming off that leg injury. The upper body, as they're calling it down in the AP locker room, injury, or lower body injury, if you will. Now across the line to the right wing side, it's going to be Johnson shot it on goal. Stopped right there by Hayes.
Well, the Zephyrs showing some life in this. It was Johnson with the first opportunity on this shift, and a good follow-up from the top of the right circle. Put a pretty good shot on goaltender Zach Hayes. Zach Hayes has had a very good year so far. 7-1, 1.62 goals against with a .933 save percentage. A couple shutouts on the year so far. So he's been a very vital member to Eden Prairie's success during this season. But the Zephyrs, really, it's all about possession, Pete. It's just going to try to keep the puck off the stick of these talented Eden Prairie players. The focus is always on the Batchelder line, but they have four lines that can actually skate with any team in the state, so it's not just the first line that the Zephyrs are going to have to focus on tonight.
The Zephyrs team has played themselves a very challenging schedule all season long, and this is another one, a long line of Class 2A teams that Jeff Polschel's team has challenged. And they're definitely at it again here tonight from the community center.
Well, I think when you get challenged like this, it makes you a better team. So I like the fact he's got a tough schedule. When sections come, they'll be ready to play.
Bruner plays that one. It's gloved down by Coring for the Eagles. They'll play that over to Langenbrunner. Back up ice he goes, looks away. Back over for Coring. Coring will have, they're going to go 4 across the blue line. Memories of Jacques Demers back from the Detroit Red Wings. Now it's Johnson. He'll be knocked away there by Brunner as they're going to play this one. Back off the boards. Again off the glass to center. Langfels will take this bounding puck over for Hartle. Submarines a check there from Beersdorf. And it's back in behind. They go D to D. That feed came over from Herod. Stopped at the line by Langfellows, dusts and puts it in on goal, and there's a stop by Ben Dardis.
Well, I like what Langfellows did. It was Draghi that was coming out to challenge him. He just kind of pulled the puck back, dragged it back a little bit, changed the angle, put a pretty good offering on the goaltender Dardis in net for the Zephyrs. Dardis is quite a story, Pete. In fact, I think he had 22 saves in the final period of the state tournament last year, only allowing 1 goal, allowing them to get to that overtime where they were able to pull off the game winner. So he's a goaltender that's seen some fire and responded quite well. He's going to see it tonight as well.
Back the other way and icing the call.
I think this is what the Zephyrs are going to have to stay away from, is face-offs in their own zone. Eden Prairie pretty good in the face-off dot, and they're great as far as moving the puck around and keeping you out of position, putting pressure on the goaltender. So face-off is going to be very important if the Zephyrs are going to have success tonight.
Brown will be in to take the face-off. Trying to go through the legs of Berglund, and it'll be knocked to center. Langfels is there. Turns away from the forecheck. You know, the Zephyrs aren't going to be in awe of a goal that's scored early. They're not going to pout, right, Bart? They're not going to go home and say, oh, we're in trouble. You know, they're going to stay the course, aren't they?
Well, I think the longer they stay close in this game and are relevant, I think it's going to benefit them. They're going to get the confidence, but they know they can skate with Eden Prairie, just going out and doing it. But Eden Prairie came out with a lot of energy. It looks like things have settled down, and the Zephyrs have kind of found their stride a little bit. Everybody's had their shift on the ice, kind of starting to break a little sweat, so I think everybody's engaged. But Mahtomedi, another face-off in their own zone. It's just something, a key point that they're going to have to worry about. But it's Eden Prairie with possession.
To the line now, it's Luke Middlestat. Batchelder will swing that back in behind the net. And it's the stick of Batchelder that shoves his man off there. Peterson, though, comes away. Ethan Peterson, talented player for the Zephyrs team. Blake now to the right wing side. Got that back from Batchelder. Gathered now by Adam Johnson. Back at center, it's Langfels with it. Dusts in place to the near side. Cut off by Metz. And it's going to be sent in deep by the Zephyrs. That's Adam Johnson on the play, as Middlestat will come away with it. Nice breakout feed. Oh, look at that. Here they go. This is what they do. 3-on-2, quick transition. Blake tried to take a move, wanted to go nifty, but that didn't impress Grant Dardis, goaltender Ben's brother. Langenbrunner across the boards. They look to the slot area. That gets through everyone. Now it's going to be Peterson. Races up. Oh, Batchelder was going full measurement, and he'll come away with it. Didn't even need to touch him.
Well, I think he's got some speed, but he saw who he's going against, so he tried to check up, but Batchelder just picked his pocket.
Well, when you got the turnbuckle about 3 feet from you, maybe not a bad idea.
Yeah, just another variable to worry about.
Absolutely. Back at center ice now. It's thrown in by Brunner. Is that stopped by Lang? Is it Bruner or Brunner? I'm going to need to find out.
Brunner. I checked with the young men from Mahtomedi, yes.
Lang and Brunner, and then Bruner.
Well, it's going to mess me up.
Right. I know. The challenge has been issued.
Like we don't have enough.
Jake Casey out of the corner now. Here they come. Eagles on the move. Nice feed for Marble, knocked away. Luloff was there. This line was effective against Edina last Saturday night. Luloff had that big game-winning goal.
And that's why I say you can't just focus on the one line. They can come back and roll some people over that can skate pretty well. Ooh, nice exit right there.
Sent right back in behind the net. Langfell's with it. Whoa, how's she going there? You got me here.
Boy, there's some speed up front on the Zephyr team. They can fly.
Well, what I like about them, Bart, is they're in control, right?
Yep.
The forecheck, they're not running around, helter-skelter. They've got really good angles and purpose. They know how to play the game.
Team with some poise.
Absolutely. Over to the near side now with Brown. Stick save Dardis. Speaking of team with poise, kind of like the team in St. Paul right now with the Minnesota Wild.
Ooh, how about them?
I mean, we're saying something nice about them.
Yeah, well, I've never tried to say anything bad about them. I root for them, and it's just it's a situation where there's some people that can kind of get you to the edge of the seat now. It's not just dump and chase and watch them plod. They actually have some speed, and they're exciting to watch. But another face-off in the Zephyr zone. To Dardis is right. They're going to have to stay away from this. It's going to be Feinberg on the draw, and it looks like with Berglund.
We'll reset and start over.
Okay.
Cam Langfels wanted to do the flip, and he went well over the green.
Right. He outdrove it. He should have clubbed it better.
Yeah. It was. Over to the corner it goes. Riku Brown. Felt he played great the other night as well.
Boy, if he can get on his game, this Edenberg team's going to be awful dangerous.
He's just such a big frame, and he's got skill and can.
Soft hands, too.
Now it's off the boards. Langfeld steps up on that one. Middlestat with it.
Wow.
And now he'll carry this one behind the net. Feinberg with a wrister. Blocker pad to the near side. Feinberg, top of the left circle, shoots. Oh, Dardis is throwing that blocker pad out like a madman.
And look at where the rebound went.
Right to the boards. Feinberg brings one off.
All right. That's 3 tries for Feinberg.
Oh, look at that play.
No call.
Muscle there. But he still comes away with it. The fans are screaming for a hook. The guy has a goal. The scoring chance. Let that go. That's one in on goal as Hayes makes the save. I'm like, what are you talking about?
You know what? It's just nice to hear fans in the stands and getting boisterous. It's been a long time. But a really nice sequence by the Zephyrs. Good out of the zone. They've been stepping up and challenging Eden Prairie at the blue line. I think it's been effective. But coming back with possession, putting some pressure on Hayes in goal is what they need to do. 8:50 left in this first period. Eden Prairie scored that early goal, but it's been zip ever since.
Pin up off the boards. Coring is there. Now it's going to be Langenbrunner. Ahead to Holt. Has to reach for that one. Newback comes away with it. That's off the gear of Langenbrunner. Plays it down to Blake. Staying strong on that puck is Duxon. 2-on-1. Look out. Duxon. Nice feed. Back door. Oh, he found the third.
Oh!
Score! Oh, what a goal. JD Metz rather, was there off the feed. A terrific one. They had what looked like a 2-on-1. The late guy makes it a 3-on-1.
Well, that was a little battle won in the neutral zone. It was Mahtomedi that won that one, and it was Duxon that actually brought it into the zone. He had options going on. Defense for Eden Prairie played it pretty well, but he saw the trailer. Metz coming in late, and sometimes that's the most dangerous person. He put it under the bar, beat Hayes clean on that one. We're 1-1, 8:26 left in the first period. Whole different ball game now.
Duxon and Newback on the assist, Bart Archer. Duxon held that puck beautifully. That's textbook hockey right there.
Well, and that's experience as well. He was in that state tournament championship game. It's amazing what a game like that to survive and have success can do for your overall demeanor. You're more calm on the ice. Things slow down a little bit. He waited. He was patient, and they got the benefits of his patience, so to speak. But another offensive zone face-off, Reed and Prairie, so pretty nice response by the Eagles. Took it personal.
Indeed, they did. Well, that's what you got to do.
That's what good teams do.
You've got
But I am impressed with the speed of this Mahtomedi team. This is the first blush I've seen them this year. But they're a very quick team. I think Eden Prairie's having a little trouble adjusting.
Indeed they have. Now it's going to be Jorgensen with it. Up high to the line. Again, Jorgensen all over the place here. Working the full zip code, Bart Archer.
I didn't hear a thing you said, Pete.
Oh, I just said you're awesome.
That's why selective hearing. I don't hear that enough.
Just want to hear it again, right?
Yeah.
With it.
What?
Luloff. Well, just on-air production meeting. We got
Right.
this little headset splitter where we can hear each other, and I figured it'd be more important for Bart to hear where I'm going
Right.
with it.
But we're not the important part. It's the kids on the ice that the important part.
Exactly.
Like say hello to
If he
Bob
says
Gibbons.
if he says I didn't hear you.
Oh, whistle.
He said if I didn't hear you. Hey, thank goodness we don't have any of these refs out here with those stupid handhelds.
Oh, stop it with that.
With the soccer thing.
I know. That's what they do at my adult league, too, and it kind of drives you nuts. It's just different.
You look at me when you hear it?
No.
You do.
No, I don't. Don't take it personal, though.
sure
I got enough to worry
Every
about
one of my
instead of
buddies
Pete
that ref-
Wagner.
Every one of my buddies that ref and do that, I'm on them like a cheap suit. Now it's Britton with it. Brown plays this one in deep. Right wing, they look to play that off the lacrosse style to Beersdorf. And the Eagles will throw that in. Brown got hit heavily there by Newbeck.
Well, Newbeck's been throwing his weight around and putting people on notice. Heads on the swivel.
Now Britton sidesteps, tries to walk the wall with it, didn't find it. And Newbeck's back out of the zone to the right wing side. This is our second look at the Zephyrs at mnhockey.tv this year. And this team is definitely on the short list of contenders for that Class A title, looking to defend again this year. How great is that we can say there's going to be a state tournament? As that one's deflected wide of the mark. Duxon out of the corner. That's going to be Peterson with it. Luke Middlestad outlets to the right wing side. Peltier had a stop to catch up with that one. Riku Brown gathers. Now it's going to be Langenbrunner. Didn't like what he had. Nice decision. He's going to lay that one back for Middlestat. Touch pass ahead for Blake. Blake now watched wide. Blake cuts through the middle to try to find Holt. That one missed the mark. Now it's going to be Johnson, Adam Johnson ahead. Duxon in the foot race. Long strides of Coring. Watches that one settle in as an icing call.
Boy, looked like Eric hiding there for a while, but nice drive by Duxon on that one. But Blake showed good patience. He just walked around the defenseman, took the wide angle toward the offensive net, threw it in front. Drew Holt just missed it by a little bit. But I think the longer that this line plays together, the better they're going to be. So I think we're scratching the surface on this line. But so far, the Zephyrs have done a pretty good job of keeping them the outside anyway and keeping the puck off their sticks.
Sent back into the Eden Prairie zone. It's on the play as it's Zach Hayes showing the offensive skills. Holt. Now Duxon comes away with it. And that one's offside of the line. But you know, the one thing that I've been impressed with the whole Mahtomedi group is their skating.
Oh, yeah.
Their strength from their hips to their ankles has been very, very good.
Well, not only that, but I like the fact they can possess the puck with their heads up too. That's something that I look for. But they skate with speed, but they can also control the puck with their head up. But they make the right decisions out there. Very well coached team from what I've seen so far.
Coring, Eagles through center. 1-on-3. Batchelder. You know, Jeff Polschel's team has been completely committed to not allowing energy on the rush.
Well,
go nuts and create.
And Eden Prairie likes to kind of score off the rush. I thought Batchelder let that one go a little early. It seemed like he had some space to walk it in to get to the hash marks, but opted to try to go glove side. But Dardis made that look very, very easy. Face off to his right. 5:21 left in the first period. We're not at a 1.
From the out-of-town scoreboard here on the mnhockey.tv, the Hopkins Royals jump out to the 1-0 lead against the St. Louis Park Orioles.
Oh, how about that?
Nice hockey club there from St. Louis Park.
Indeed. Fun to watch.
Seen, Hopkins play a couple of nice games here, too, that I've called. Blake across the line, try to go through the defense. He's going to be turned away. Stays on it. commitment to the defensive zone has been on display by the blue and gold here tonight.
Oh.
Blake comes away with it. You can't lose track of 43. There he is. Goes back door. Oh, Coring. That was off a skate. Now Holt comes away with it. Holt, that one gets through, and that's on the stick of Haycraft. To center ice it goes. Coring is there. Knocked back in by Newbeck. Back in behind. Big check thrown there by Coring. Batchelder. And that one hits traffic. Over to the far side it goes for Haycraft. Here they come out of the zone with Batchelder. Batchelder from center. Puts on the brakes, shoots. Oh, that was just knocked down by the glove of Dardis in front. That one off the skates of Bruner. And then that was Dardis to get there with the right pad. That's off Holt's shin and over to the far boards. Haycraft is going to say, let's get it out of here.
Yeah.
Wise decision by him.
Yeah, Carter Haycraft took it upon himself to make that call, but I think it was the right call. Just seemed like the wheels were starting to wobble for the Zephyrs. Really kind of a moment, but Dardis made a really nice save from in close, but it was the puck that skirted its way back out that tried to find its way back into the net, so Dardis did a nice job of putting that pillow out there and keeping it out, but face off to his left. Kind of an exciting moment for the Zephyrs. They weathered the battle, though.
Over the near boards. Riku Brown goes inside out. And the Zephyrs try to break out, but Doggett was mugged from behind, pickpocketed. That's a nice defensive play there as Langfelds wanted to pull the trigger, but nice stick by Middlestad to keep the line. Finds Peltier, left circle, behind the net it goes for Brown. Brown will try to keep it alive as he's checked with 3:27 to go here in period number 1. 2-on-2 battle from the wall. Another check thrown, and now Doggett comes out of the mosh pit with it. Instead, Brown runs him down. Brown to the corner. Now it's going to be handled by Feinberg in front. Oh, Brown nearly puts that one away. If you were Jimmy Dowd in the Minnesota Wild circa 2002, you'd be skating to the bench thinking that was a great shift, because it was. Great job of forechecking and working the offensive zone.
Well, and it's not quitting on the play either. In fact, it was the Zephyrs tried to do a zone exit, but they got pressure, I think, from Peltier, but from behind. So a lot of back pressure on Eden Prairie. This is a 200-foot team, and they go both directions. And that's something the Zephyrs just almost learned a very harsh lesson on, but they weathered that battle once again. But Riku Brown, an exceptional shift on the forecheck, and he really made some things happen. Forced Dardis to make a pretty good save.
We've seen him make a few of those tonight.
Yeah. Makes it look calm, cool, and collected, too.
Stick save. Of course, his coach played back for the Hill Murray Pioneers back in the day.
Remember.
Bill Lechner, I believe, was an assistant. Oh, you do? Bill Lechner was an assistant. Off the end boards. It's great to see when the household names like that still are around the game.
That's part of the fun of high school.
Left wing on the breakout, they go with it. Here they come. Johnson. Oh, they go down low. There's a shot that's deflected. 2 opportunities for Johnson.
That's a good eat by Langenbrunner on that one.
There he is now on Johnson. He's slippery. And he finds his man Berglund. Up high they go. Blocked away there by Luloff. They'll chop at that one again. And now it's off the end boards for Johnson. Bounding puck. Flipped up high in the air and back into the Zephyr zone. It will waddle its way with exactly 2:01 to go now in the period.
Well, I think Jay Casey took it upon himself to make that decision. In fact, it was the Zephyrs that showed good pressure on that. But Eden Prairie, we talked about it last game that we did for Eden Prairie against Edina. We said this Eden Prairie is an offensive dynamo, but this is a team that can defend as well, and they showed a great example of that right there. Now face-off down to Hayes' right, just 2:01 left, but we're still knotted at 1. Been a good one so far.
Jorgensen now back to the corner. That's Langfelds now to Holt. Holt ahead. They got a 3-on-2 brewing backdoor. Scores! That's how they can do it to you. I mean, you can stack them up all you want. Takes one rush, and they know how to finish off the rush. and they take the 2-1 lead here late in the first period.
Well, indeed, and it's this line again, but they can strike quickly, so you have to be on your game. Even a turnover or a breakdown can be like a mini power play, and this line has too much speed, too much hockey sense to let you get away with that too many times, but it'll be interesting to see how the Zephyrs respond to this. Showed good energy before. I expect the same, maybe even a little bit more focus. Batchelder.
Langfells now angles back to the left. Stopped there by Johnson. Batchelder is there. Now it's Langfells. Leaves for Batchelder. That's deflected away. And here come the Zephyrs out of the zone. Duxon off the end boards. Holt with it. Now it's Blake. Across the line. Oh, he's going to try and open up with a shot, but that was stopped by Metz. And we're under a minute to go now in the first period as Coring goes rink wide to Langenbrunner. Langenbrunner, some sauce to Blake to the near boards. Now Blake will send sauce to Holt. Backhand, that was wedged by Berglund. Nice defensive play, creating some urgency for Holt to have to do something.
Well, no question about it. And Holt has those quick feet too, so you have to kind of keep. There's a number of players on the Edenbury team that you have to be aware of when they're on the ice because they can move very quickly and they move to the right spots. But Blake has the foresight to be able to just put a little soft sauce and hold for the redirect. Boy, that one almost completed again. But we're going to see that a couple times before this night is over.
Dardis puts on the brakes. Dardis now. Looks ahead to Wolfsfeld, and now it's on the stick of Berglund as he has Eagles stacked up at the line. They try to work that one ahead. That hit Drew Casey on the way out. 20 to go in the period. Forecheck ensues. Big check off the end boards. Another shot there by Haycraft. Another save by Hayes, and will face off to his left with 12.1 to go.
Pretty good hustle by Haycraft on that one. He dumped it in, chased it down, got it back. Got a couple shots on goal, a couple offerings toward Hayes, and he hasn't seen some action for a little while, so he just made himself big. Not really too serious of a threat, but at least they're down in the Eden Prairie zone, putting pressure, forcing the goaltender to make some saves. Face-off now to Hayes' left, just 12.1, so still plenty of time for the Zephyrs if they can win this face-off. Plenty of time for Eden Prairie if they win the face-off.
Now with 5, yeah, and he streaks up the line. That one trickles wide of the mark. And the big carom picked up by Duxon, who had the big assist as Johnson was jammed at the buzzer. Great period.
Yeah, in fact, it was. I think it was a great pace. I think it's going to even open up a little bit more in the second period. But I think Mahtomedi, it took a little while to get their legs about them. But once they did, they're very relevant in this game. And they're only one good shot away. And they're starting to get some shots and at least forcing Zach Hayes in goal for Eden Prairie to make some saves. But I look forward to a wide-open second period. But I think Mahtomedi still has the onus on them. Get off the ice as quick as you possibly can because these Eden Prairie players can scoot, and you don't want to try to defend them with tired legs.
And don't let them get energy off the rush.
Right on.
Because it is
right on.
It's fun for the fans. It's not fun for you.
True.
High school hockey continues right here at the MN Hockey TV. We'll be back with more right after this. we go as we get ready to start the second period. It's 2-1 Eden Prairie in the face-off win by the Zephyrs. 3 goals total, Bart. You want to go through the goal scorers for us?
Well, Batchelder with 2 that period is 19th and 20th, and then it was Metz that scored for the Zephyrs. That's where we are, 2-1. Need the Zephyrs to come out with some energy in this period, Pete. Establish something right out of the gate.
Played back in behind. Now it's going to be Middlestad with it. Up to the line. Newback. Oh, nice save there. That one nearly worked.
It's a good start.
Oh, look out, Johnson. Oh, and a blocker pad save and a beauty. Hayes, cool as a cucumber.
Yeah, I liked his angle. He came out, challenged the shooter, took the high percentage shots away, made the save.
Blake nearly went off to the races with that one. Back to the center it goes. This line of the Zephyrs is matching this Eden Prairie line toe-to-toe. It's been quite impressive so far. Now it's Batchelder with it. Blake. Oh, look out. He went down low to Langenbrunner. Up top of the left circle. Langenbrunner now controls as he'll look back to the low goalmouth area. That was off Blake. Langenbrunner gets it back. Try to find Holt in the middle. And instead it comes to the near side as Johnson gets that pass scoring to center ice. They try to pull the puck down to the wall. Now Coring with it. Back to Brown. Brown's bothered from behind. The stick in on him there was Berglund. Peltier with it. This game's got a nice grit to it, but skill all in one. Now Brown in front. Oh, and Langenbrunner's robbed by Dardis. Got his arm on that one to deflect it wide. Peltier gets that back. Feinberg somehow deflects that in on goal as he lost the balance, but made a nice play.
Well, one thing I think that separates Eden Prairie from a lot of the herd is how mobile their defensemen are and knowing when to jump into the play. It was Langenbrunner that came right up the gut on that one, put a good offering on Dardis, but Dardis kept that puck out of the net. But Eden Prairie can come at you from a lot of different angles. They're not shy about taking shallow angle shots or having defensemen jump into the play as well. So you got a lot to deal with when Eden Prairie's in your zone. So far, the Zephyrs have done pretty well.
Draghi was there. Now Luloff back up to Draghi. Marble for the Eagles. Didn't have anywhere to go, but deep. That's a nice play. Back to retreat is Bruner as Luloff is there. Jake Casey pinches the wall. Is a big frame, and now it's going to be back up to the neutral zone and sent right back in. Jorgensen on the play. Dardis gets a stick on that one as Luloff comes away with it. He'll cycle, steer to side. Now Jorgensen once again back up to the line. Middlestat for Jake Casey. That one buzzes wide of the mark. Biersdorf plays that one at the line. Now it's Jorgensen, look out, up and out of play it goes with 14 to go here in the second period.
Well, the Zephyrs are a little vulnerable at that moment, but they were matching them player for player. It was just where they were in proximity. If you're in the defensive zone, you want to keep yourself between the puck and the net. When you're on the outside of that and the opposing player's on the inside, you're in trouble. That's exactly what happened. So they are minding their defensive responsibilities. They just have to fine-tune a little bit tighter just to limit those opportunities by Eden Prairie.
Batchelder, a clean win back for Middlestat. His shot's deflected, and it's played off the end boards. Now it's Metz. And Blake will confidently play it right along the line and get it in deep. Holt plays the body on his man in Newbeck. And now it's Batchelder. Nice positional play by Metz as he outlets to Johnson. Pinched in on by Langfels with the battle won by Metz. Outlets right wing side. Here they come with energy. There's a shot. Nice save by Hayes as he turns it over to the near boards. Now it's Langfels over for Middlestat. Ahead they go. That's off the stick of Batchelder. Johnson again. Every time I see him on that left wing, it reminds me of him racing up and down the XL Energy Center ice last year in the final. It was just a thing of legend. Ooh, that one was a little bit ahead there and sent right back in by the Zephyrs on Newbeck. Now Langfels finds Batchelder. He across the line. Stick check as he turns this one back into the corner. Newbeck Tries to work it up. Well, now Blake comes away with it. Blake for Langenbrunner, back for Blake. Oh, somehow stayed on the, they got enough of his stick to poke it offside.
Well, again, it was Wolfsfeld that actually put some pressure on him. I like the pressure on the offensive blue line or the defensive blue line for the Zephyr team. They're really forcing things out, and it's Blake and Langenbrunner that's playing a little pitch and catch. But Mahtomedi actually forced that offside face-off outside the zone. 12:39 left in the second period. Eden Prairie still holding on to a one-goal advantage. I really like the way the Zephyrs have played this period so far. In fact, the only Dardis I think that we've said is Grant Dardis, the defenseman.
Indeed.
Of course, now that I said that.
There it is. Now Ben Dardis makes the save. You're about 5 minutes into the second.
Well, that was a good offering by Hartle just from the left hash. He just one-timed it toward Dardis, but Dardis, confident goaltender, came out outside the blue and really took away all angles, made that save. Face-off to his right. Good pressure by Eden Prairie.
Back up through center. Sent in behind the net. And they're going to play this one the length of the ice, and that'll make it for an icing call.
Well, I think it was Wolfsfeld that chipped it off the boards. I don't think he quite wanted to put that much on it, but again, it's going to be the Zephyrs that are going to take advantage and do a line change. So I always thought, you know, if you're going to take a whistle, take him in the second period so you can at least give your coach an opportunity to get some fresh legs out on the ice.
Peltier for Middlestat. Gets away from one man. Middlestat, that's steered aside. Jake Casey misses the mark.
Only by a lot.
Dardis had to take that slow roller in. That one goes up and out of play.
Boy, that was a nice follow of Peltier. He just turned and fired, but I think it was a nice busy stick by, I don't know which Zephyr defenseman it was. It might have been Owen Herod that ramped that one up and out of play. But that's where busy sticks can really help a goaltender, especially when the pressure is on. Ramp it up, get a whistle, and get a chance to reset, get some fresh legs once again. Second period hockey.
Brown's pass is deflected off the stick of Draghi. But there's Middlestat back in behind, cut off by Dardis. Oh, look out, bounding puck toward the goal mouth area. Jake Casey, that's blocked. Nice job. There's good play thrown in by Draghi. Back up to Middlestat. This is 5-on-5. Looks like a power play, but there's another what? Blocked by Draghi. Nice positional play. They'll get the line, but not out. Middlestat in on goal. There's Dardis to save. Brown is there. We'll probably start watching the Eagles cycling through line changes here in the offensive zone with the changes right there. Flipped up high through center. A wise play made there by J.D. Metz to alleviate the pressure.
Well, a couple breakdowns by the Zephyrs in their own zone. Lucky to kind of get out of that without a blemish. But if you're going to try to chip it out, use the boards. Don't be afraid to send it with a little authority. But just these weak passes, the defense of Eden Prairie, very confident they're going to hang on that blue line and push the play back up. And you're in a vulnerable spot. So just go ahead and try to clear the zone. But don't be afraid to take a whistle in the second period. 10:52 left in the second period. Eden Prairie up by 1.
Back door, and there's Batchelder. It's slammed shut by Dardis.
Great save. That might be a save we refer back to later in the game, too.
Berglund marked that, as we like to say. Nice, calm play by the sophomore Coring. Now it's Blake to the right wing. Took that from Holt inside. Oh, look out. Connor McDavid would be proud of that. The swim moves right on Johnson's tape. Loved it. Back out of the zone he goes. 3-on-2. Johnson. There's a Jansen. Guess who shuts the door there? Zach Hayes. Now it's Coring with it. Holt takes Batchelder. Oh, Blake wanted to make a move, and that one's pushed wide of the mark. They were in a straight line, the Eagles. That's uncharacteristic of them on entry. Now it's Blake off the end boards. Back door they go. Coring was there. That was blocked away, and now Johnson will find an opening. Gets enough on it. That's going to be nice. Back down into the Eagle zone we go.
Well, you saw the soft hands of Jackson Blake working the defenseman. The defenseman, you don't check the puck when you're going against Jackson Blake. You check the player. He did a pretty good job of interrupting it, but kind of a fine display of how to dangle in traffic by that young man. But again, another bullet dodge by the Zephyr team. We're under 10 minutes to go in the second period.
Up and out of play.
Well, that was a pretty good shot by Middlestead. I like the fact he didn't take the big windup. It's more important to get it toward the net, but I don't know if it was deflected. It looks like he's going to stay in the zone. So it must have been ramped up and out of play by a Zephyr stick, another busy stick, so to speak. Unless they bring it outside the zone, they're going to bring it outside. So that one went true outside. So it is going to come outside the zone.
To the right wing side it goes. That one's off the glass. And outside it goes with the collision off the net.
Well, I like at least the Zephyrs going to the net in that respect. That's something they're going to have to do. But a lot of play down in the Zephyr zone. Now it's Mahtomedi's turn just outside the Eden Prairie zone to win this faceoff and make Zach Hayes make a couple saves. He hasn't seen a lot of action the last couple minutes. It's been all Eden Prairie.
Oh, pickpocket Jorgensen back the other way. He's got man open. Lula. There's a backhanded attempt by Marble in on goal. It's stopped by Dardis. Nice chance there.
Yeah, indeed it was. And that was a very athletic play by Marble. In fact, he had to reposition his body just to get a stick on that. A bit of a weak offering from the backhand, but it wasn't a terrible opportunity. But Dardis made that save. So faceoff's going to be to his right. It just seemed like the Zephyrs were starting to kind of get a little bit of momentum. And what does Eden Prairie do? But they take it right back and get a scoring opportunity. But pretty athletic play by Marble on that one.
Swatted down to the corner. Blake comes away with it. Now it's going to be Peltier with it. Found Brown. Now it's going to be Feinberg. Stays on the puck. The Eagles have been content to work the forecheck and work hard below the dots as well as they are off the rush.
Well, look at how hard they're making the Zephyrs work, too. That might have some residual value at the end of this period, maybe in the next period. But, yeah, it's really hard when you're in reactive mode. You expend a lot of energy chasing the play down, and Eden Prairie's not an easy team to contain. So Zephyrs knew this coming in. They knew they had their work cut out for them. I think so far they've weathered the storm pretty well.
And they've got the goaltender who has the wherewithal to make it happen.
Well, he can win a game by himself. He's shown that.
Middlestat knocked away by the glove of Dardis. Now they'll play this one rink wide out of the zone. Zephyrs, that was close at the line. Streaking in is Beersdorf off the end boards. Langfels digs it out of there and gets that over for Brown. He's going to reset back in behind the net. Brown's going to accelerate. Nice job there as he's got some speed through center. Look at this, a one-man show going showtime. Paul Coffey or Riku Brown. Now it's going to be Feinberg with it. Brown's a forward, but still he came from the end board, so I went with it. Back behind, Dardis cuts off as the Eagles go wholesale on the line change.
Well, not only soft hands, but he's got some strong hands as well. It was Riku Brown that won that stick battle. Otherwise, it could have been Mahtomedi coming down with numbers.
Draghi sends it in deep. The Eagles to the left wing for Holt, but Johnson's so crafty, read that. Boy, that kid could play for me any day. There's a shot that's effective. They score! Johnson made it happen from the far side from the blue line. That's what you have to do, Bart. Get it on goal, and it's 2-2.
Well, it doesn't have to be the velocity. It doesn't have to look pretty. It just has to be effective. That's exactly what happened. But that puck, I believe, might have been redirected at least once before it got down to Zach Hayes. But I don't think the Zephyrs care who scored, though, as long as they get the tally on the board. But now it's a level playing field, 2-2. And it's the Zephyrs that have some energy, but they cannot let up. They have to use this energy in a positive way because Eden Prairie has a way to respond that can really take the wind out of your sails in a hurry. So now it's up to them to sustain this energy that they have and hang on to it.
That's back in behind, knocked away by Hayes as Marble is checked. Metz again will send that in deep. Now Britton with it, puts on the brakes. Here comes Johnson to bother him. Off the boards it goes. Slap shot that's played in wide of the mark. Now it's going to be handled by Langenbrunner for Jorgensen. Delayed offside as Luloff comes away with it. He's going to race up the right wing side. Luloff plays that through some skates. Now it's Langenbrunner. Jorgensen, the quick shot. That's blocked by the glove of Dardis. And through center ice it goes. Langfell's with it. You know, I got a little bit of heat, Bart, in early going for having the Zephyrs ranked very high in the rankings.
You're not going to.
I rest my case.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, the funny thing is no matter where you put people, not everybody's going to be happy,
That's my
right?
favorite part.
Ooh, good save by Hayes.
That was through traffic, and he found it at the last second. Now Langfell's with it. Langfell's over to Jorgensen. Marble shot.
Oh.
Looks like someone broke a stick.
Equipment malfunction. Yeah, it was on the shot. It was Marble. He was right at the hash mark, and the thing just gave up on him.
Zephyrs fight off the forecheck to center. Luke Middlestad wraps his man up. The longer this game stays tied or close, the more confidence you're seeing growing here with the Zephyrs in their game.
Well, and the Zephyrs do get better as the game goes on. 12 goals for, only 5 against in the third period, so they do get better, but so does Eden Prairie as well.
Back in behind now, Jake Casey's going to be there. He'll guide this one around. Drew Casey comes away with it. He's tugged on, gets it in deep. He's going to try to win the foot race, but instead the puck wins the race and icing the call.
Well, now Zephyrs have a chance for an offensive zone faceoff. What if they can win this faceoff and put Eden Prairie, or at least maintain possession? The best defense is possession against Eden Prairie. The more you can possess the puck, the less it keeps it off the sticks of their very talented units, so to speak. I can't just say forwards because their defense are very talented as well. Feinberg on the draw against Galichkin.
Now the puck is played back to the line, and that's through.
Ooh.
And that one's stopped.
And I apologize, Brent. I think I put an extra K in your last name. Gulenshin. I went with the K before. I'm going to try.
Galenshin.
All right.
It's not Galchenyuk. I know you wanted to do it.
I always try. You know, I always give. Yeah. That'll help. Thanks, by the way.
I know, that's
way to go.
Subtleties.
You just unwound me right there.
Now it's going to be Batchelder with it.
He's got some speed.
He'll take this one back up through the zone. And they'll run a man off the side of the net there. That's Batchelder. He'll get it, turn, and shoot, and that's a nice save there.
Well, that's one reason why he has 20 goals on the year. Not only his line mates set him up, but he can make things happen himself. He just turned, took the puck off the half wall, went to the top of the circle, and fired one on, but it was a nice save by Ben Dardis. He opted to hang out of that. 5:13 left in the second period. We're not at a 2.
Johnson, now it's Batchelder who gets it back. From behind the net it goes. Newback is there, turned over. Blake holds and shoots. Stopped by Dardis, try to cover, but that got poked to the corner as Berglund comes away with it.
That was a huge save, good back pressure by Blake to cause that opportunity, but a good save by Dardis.
Now Blake, nice job to play this one back up ice. Blake with Langenbrunner jumping up in the play. That one's deflected, Blake stays with it. Metz was there, and then into Dardis it goes. Holt comes in for the how's she going?
Well, and I'm not trying to cast judgments on the Zephyrs, but they were awful soft at that blue line. It's kind of the Gretzky factor where they don't want to be put in a position, so they keep backing up. He walked in right to the top of the hash and really put a good offering on Dardis, but they're going to have to play him a little tighter, not give him that room to operate. But it's easier said than done, let's just put it that way. 4:34 left in the second period.
Middlestat. Now Jake Casey is there. Peltier rings the boards. Wolfsfeld. Got real muddy off the end boards there. It's going to be Herod to try to play it out, but the Eagles, that was an opportunity for Feinberg. That's knocked away from Haycraft. And now it's Middlestat back up ice to the left wing with speed. Ooh, nice job to stutter step there with Wolfsfeld, who watched him stride for stride, even though he changed up the pace. Turned over up high. Oh, it was Peltier who was trying to find Brown off the wing on the off wing. Brown gets it, shoots it on goal, and that's a nice save made by Dardis.
Indeed it is, and we've said Dardis' name quite a bit recently, but just 3:30 left in the second period. Mahtomedi actually starting to, wheels are wobbling a little bit, but Riku Brown had another great shift all over the ice, making things happen, creating opportunities. He turned and fired, but Dardis once again confidently comes outside the blue, cuts off the angles, makes the save. But the Zephyrs are going to have to either get it out of the zone, but Eden Prairie's starting to kind of get that mojo back. You can feel something coming.
In on goal. And the Zephyrs at center. Their bench wants a call that they're not going to get. Grant Dardis misses the mark there. Up steps Coring. He gets a little bit of help. Luloff as Jorgensen. Oh, Jorgensen was angling behind. Luloff just races up the wing, though. Shoots. Save made by Dardis. Rebound. Oh, that one's knocked away. They look out front. Marble with a golden opportunity. Now it's Langenbrunner trying to work it down the wall. And over to the right wing side they go with Beersdorf to the near side. That was Johnson. Beersdorf hops off the bench, and in with a big slapper was Adam Johnson.
I think the world just saw a little example of Luloff's speed. He's really got some jets when he wants to. I got down the ice in a hurry, but then it was the Zephyrs that came back and put a nice offering with some numbers coming into the Eden Prairie zone. Shot from distance, but Hayes made a nice save. Face off to his left. 2:38. Both teams want to finish this period honestly and strongly. Don't want to give one up. Certainly want to score one, though. Ooh, that was Owley.
Now Blake plays this one rink wide. Holt, nifty, takes spins. Now Batchelder knocked away. Do you think Metz is not the player of the game right now? I mean, he's doing it all. He's got a goal, an assist, breaking up plays. He just needs a little fight.
Well, there are other people in that conversation, but you're right. He's been very driving force for the Zephyr team. I think the goaltender Ben Dardis might be in that conversation as well.
He could go Marcus Foligno with the Gordie Howe. Left wing for Holt.
Do you know Foligno's got more Gordie Howe hat tricks than Gordie Howe did?
Are you serious?
Yeah. Gordie only had 2. Foligno's got 3. Little fun fact.
Oh, he closed the hand, but they're going to let that go. Back up ice they go with it. Berglund now. Knocked away from him. Now it's going to be on the stick of Ethan Johnson. Turns it over. Batchelder ahead to Holt as he has Blake and Batchelder flowing with him. It's 3-on-3. Batchelder, backdoor. Blake was blanketed there by Duxon like a good old buddy. Over to the near side now. Langenbrunner carries low. Turns this one back up to the line. Now it's Coring with it. Side steps left. Blake comes away with it. Comes back on it. Bumps for Batchelder. Batchelder below. He's ridden down on the play by Duxon.
It's a good non-call.
Look out up in the stands here, Bart Archer. That came your way.
I got you covered. I'm big enough to where you can hide behind me.
That's I'm so relieved.
If you're relied on me, you're in trouble. But again, Blake just he's not afraid to go all over the ice. He has the capability of doing it. But I think him and Carey had a little miscommunication, but Blake just dumped it back in. But guess who was there but Batchelder? So they really know where each other is on the ice, and it makes it even more difficult to defend against them. Big face-off.
50-50 at the dot. Knocked away. Hartle comes up with it. Throws it in on goal. I don't think he saw Coring open down the left side. He had a really good angle at the goal if he would have caught a little glimpse.
But I think the important thing is he at least got a shot on goal, made Dardis make the save. Maybe a little lower, might have spurned a rebound or something like that, but you're right. He had some options out there.
Coring is there. I've always said, if a guy doesn't see you, you got to help him.
Yep.
He's got to hear you. 2-on-2 battle with 35 to go in the period. The Zephyrs pull this one out of the zone. Langenbrunner steps up on that. Ooh, they nearly had a break there to the Zephyrs. Now Drew Casey turns it back across the line. Drew Casey's shots turned aside by Dardis. And now it's going to be handled behind by Johnson. Tyler Johnson's bumped on the play. Gets it back. Tyler Johnson now protects. 10 to go in the period. Now it's down the wall. Drew Casey is there. Off the boards again. There's a quick slapper in on goal right off the crest. 0.1 to go.
Wow, that was a pretty nice offering by Carrick on that one. But that was the longest 10 seconds I think the Zephyrs have been through all game. But the buzzer finally sounds 2-2. I think if you're the Zephyrs, you feel pretty good about the way you played. You have a goaltender that picked you up when your wheels were wobbling a little bit. But Eden Prairie still played a very sound game. So I think this third period is going to be a barn burner. Don't go away.
We'll have more coming up. High school hockey right here at the MNHockey.tv. The Eagles and the Zephyrs. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back to the Eden Prairie Community Center along with Bart Archer. I'm Pete Wagner. We have a good one here. It's 2-all after 2 periods. Bart, no penalties. I just jinxed it. But
yeah.
Scoring summary. Take us through.
Well, I'll give you as much as I have, but the 24-second mark, it was Batchelder with his 19th from Middlestead and Holt. And then at the 7:34 mark, it was the Zephyrs Metz from Duxon and Newbeck, and that was at the 7:34 mark, if I mentioned that already. But Batchelder rounded out the first period scoring at the 15:24 mark from Blake and Holt. But then it was Metz again, J.D. Metz with 2 goals on the game. The common denominator in this game is only number 11s have scored. So number 11 has 2 for Mahtomedi, and number 11 has 2 for the Eden Prairie Eagles team.
Put that on your lottery ticket, right?
Right. I don't know if you can do that.
11, 11, 11.
I don't know if you can do that. I don't think they have 6 lottery balls with 11 on it. But this is going to be a real good period. I think that the Zephyrs know they can play with this Eden Prairie team. I think Eden Prairie knows what they have to do right now. But I think it all comes down to defense and playing smart. But I think the neutral zone, who negotiates to the neutral zone and protects their blue line the best, is going to have a great chance for success tonight. But I think Eden Prairie, with their waves of talent that keeps coming at you, I think Mahtomeda's done a really good job of skating with the Hercules. I call it kind of a David versus Goliath, but David can really play a pretty solid game. So where we are, it's a little surprising. I thought Eden Prairie would flex a little bit more of their offensive muscles, but I've been very impressed with the speed and the poise and demeanor of this Mahtomedi team. They're not intimidated coming into the community center at all, nor should they be.
No, they shouldn't be. And you know what? They've been in their share of big games all the time, Bart, and they're showing. All 3 zones have been really impressive.
And their goaltender's been awesome tonight. Ooh, I actually thought that Berglund got a stick on that, but they have better proximity or sight lines than I do, so it's going to come all the way down into the Zephyrs' end. We're 13 seconds into this period, nothing established so far, but a great pace so far, Pete.
Oh, yeah. Playoff style hockey.
Very
right
telling 13 seconds.
Yeah, really.
That's a nice win by the Zephyrs on the faceoff.
Little outlet to the right wing side for Adam Johnson. Ethan Johnson kicks that one away. And now it's going to be Drew Holt with it. Batchelder puts up a little feed there for Blake that was knocked away by Metz.
You know, one thing I'd like to kind of focus on for Mahtomedi is on their forecheck. Are they going to hang somebody back so they can maybe balance out the numbers and limit the odd man rushes? That's where Eden Prairie really gets dangerous, when they can come through the neutral zone with possession and numbers. So I'm going to be curious to see how the Zephyrs actually play this period. Boy, Lee Smith denied a line change.
Oh, he just gave him the really. Don't you know who I am?
Play that card. You're in my house.
Timber Gertis that one out there. It wasn't Ranheim.
No, he's too chill.
Much. He's a man of few words.
Right.
He's like hiding behind the gator back there.
He loves the gator.
Arms folded. Langfells flips that one into the corner. It's classic.
Oh.
Wow, down goes.
Boy, I think Eden Prairie got away with a holding penalty on that one.
Now it's Adam Johnson at center. Oh, nice feed to the left wing side for Duxon. Gets away from Langenbrunner. Duxon now stapled by Feinberg, but stays on the puck. Boy, they're roughing him up, no problem. Makes the play for the squad. Bruner now to the left wing side. Shot in on goal by Grant Dardis. Puck rolls loose. Look out. Now it's going to be Holt with it. Back up through center ice. Drew Holt plays this one in deep. Grant Dardis is there. Down goes Feinberg. Over to the left wing side it goes as Grant Dardis will pick up the loose puck off the wall as he's checked up by Peltier. Now Bruner plays off the boards. Stepping up is Langenbrunner as he makes that play on Haycraft.
Oh.
Now Feinberg is there. It's getting physical.
It is.
Set back in behind as Dardis is there. Contested hockey game between these two. I want to tell a friend there's a beauty that's brewing here from the Eden Prairie Rex Community Center. Nice play by Middlestead off the boards. Oh, he's open in front. Dardis not impressed as he extends the pads over to the right post and shuts that one down.
Well, a lane developed, and it was Middlesex that took advantage of it, and he just went right for the net, tried to stretch Dardis out, but Dardis was equal to that task. He had it post to post on that one. Middlesex really didn't have much to shoot at, but his momentum took the post off the mooring, so kind of a nice reprieve for the Zephyrs.
Pucks battle that and sent back up to center. Now it's Middlestat, rink wide for Britton. Britton to the left wing, plays that one up and through. That's cut off by Ethan Peterson, or checked that, that was number 8, Sean Doggett. And there's a turnover, Marble in on goal, nice save made. Just a positional save, churned in right there.
And Marble didn't miss by much. You could see from the angle that we are, he was trying to go high glove, but Dardis once again caught that one with the shoulder, so Marble didn't miss that one by much. Doesn't take a lot for Eden Prairie to take advantage of a situation, turn the play back up, and put some pressure on your goaltender, but Ben Dardis has done a great job of stepping up, making saves. When there are breakdowns in the Zephyr zone, they have a goaltender that they can rely on to pick them up when they're down. Faceoff's going to be to his left. 14-10 left in this third period. We're tied at 2. Well, they didn't deny Coach Smith that line change.
They let him off the hook, didn't they?
Yeah, it's going to be Batchelder against the Berglund line.
Now the Zephyrs to the line with Coring cut off by Blake. Nice job inside out. We're tied at 2 with 13:55 to go in the period. Langenbrunner will play this back in behind the net. Holt will come away with it. Holt gives up for Coring, keeps it alive, sends it back in behind as Blake will wait for this one from the right wing side. They have really limited his playmaking ability tonight, but there's Batchelder in on goal. Blake gets it back. You got to play the full 54. Scores! Oh my word! All sorts of trouble down low, and Blake stays with it. And the selfie into the wall on the self-check, and the 3-2 Eden Prairie lead.
Well, now we finally have a number 43 that scored to break that trend. Add another number to the lottery ticket. But I was going to compliment the Zephyrs on doing a great job of keeping this unit to the periphery, really not causing too many problems. But then a puck squirted out along the half wall, and that's when Blake started to go to work. Dardis did a nice job of keeping that puck out of the net, but it was Blake ultimately on that second chance foul, put it under the bar. 3-2 Eden Prairie, now up to the Zephyrs to respond.
Feinberg tried to get away from one man as he stays on the puck. Peltier is there. Coring shot it on goal as Dardis makes the save.
Wow, it's a pretty good offering by Carrick. I don't think he got as much as he wanted on it. Kind of a soft one to Dardis. But it's interesting because now that they're in the third period and Eden Prairie's up by a goal, we'll see if it changes the way the Zephyrs go about their business, because it looks like they're a little skittish right now when they've been calm, cool, and collected up to this point. It looks like they have a little skittishness to their game. So hopefully that,
right?
Yeah, well, there's a fine line right there, because urgency and being skittish, it just seems like they're kind of playing a little scared now, just waiting for something to happen. They have to get out of that and get back to doing what they were doing before.
If they stay to the game they play, they're just fine. Brown tries to go inside out, and if they get caught into the track race,
yep,
then it's a problem.
Well, and then you're playing into Eden Prairie's hands, but a really nice play by Newbeck on that one, Tony. He played the body, not the puck. Didn't fall for it. He played it the way you want it to be played. But the important thing is Eden Prairie now is starting to dictate their game, where against Edina, they struggled because Edina forced them into their game, but now Eden Prairie starting to play their game against this Mahtomedi team. So it's going to get a little tougher for the Zephyr team, but I'm sure they're equal to the task. They just have to go out and do it.
Eagles lead 3-2 with 12:49 to go in the third. Run around the boards for Draghi. He's watched by Jake Casey. Drew Casey's there. That took a carom and trickled wide of the mark. It's going to be Biersdorf with it. Sent right back in by Johnson. Now it's Doggett over to the far corner. It's Draghi to play this one high over the outstretched Jake Casey hand, as that's going to be an icing call on the Zephyrs. Will bring it back in their zone.
Biersdorf, you have to like the effort. He's got good speed. Couldn't track that puck down, though. But I don't mind if the Zephyrs having success in the faceoff dots that they've had tonight. Take a whistle. If things get a little out of hand, and a little confused or a little stressed, don't be afraid to send it down the ice. It allows you kind of catch your breath, reset a little bit, get refocused, and maybe let the coach get some fresh legs out there if he deems necessary. 12:24 left in the third period. Eden Prairie up by 1.
Gathered off the wall by Galenchin. Up over Langfels now. Jake Casey kind of took the slow road to that.
Yeah, he made it look good, though. He drew the whistle, which is fine. But I'm not a proponent of clearing it every time down the ice because too many offensive zone faceoffs for Eden Prairie doesn't bode well for the Zephyrs. It really wasn't a stressful moment. I just think they got a little more on that than they wanted. I just think they wanted a soft chip where they got a little bit of a hard one. But faceoff to Dardis is right. But, folks, I wish I had shots on goal for you. I'm sorry about that, but I think Dardis has made at least a dozen really good quality saves tonight and a lot of shots by Eden Prairie.
Off the glass.
Here we go.
To center it goes. Now it's going to be Middlestad with it. Marble is there as well. Now Luloff to the right wing for Langfels. Or check that, Luke Middlestad. Left wing for Luloff again, as Luloff will be forced. Submarines a check as he tries to stay on the puck. He's getting some heat in there. There's your first penalty of the game on Newbeck. It's going to be a hold from the corner.
Well, and that's what happens when you move your feet. Luloff did a nice job. Took a hit down there, but then it was Newbeck that just apparently in the referee's eyes got a little aggressive. I didn't see an egregious penalty on that one. Kind of a tough call, but now the Zephyrs have they're working out for them. They're 83.3 on the penalty kill. Room for improvement, but still pretty good. But it's that 32.5 power play for Eden Prairie that number kind of jumps off the page a little bit. Challenge is in front of the Zephyrs to pick up their teammate, but it's going to be Tony Newbeck in the box for the Zephyrs. He's played a strong game too.
Blake back up on the left wing side. Eagles they know that back door. They know they love to go to.
Boy, that's
Ethan Peterson.
Boy, when you can see your leaders jumping in front of pucks like that, that's a tough eat right there, but he needed to do that. But the focus is going to be on Middlestad. If it's Blake on the left point with Langenbrunner, they like to keep Langenbrunner high and back and forth from Blake to Langenbrunner. Then they find Middlestad on that other side for the one-timer, something the Zephyrs are going to have to be aware of.
Holt will try to chase that one down. Ethan Peterson now back up through center. He's going to force Langenbrunner and stay with him, stride for stride. Langenbrunner calmly back to Blake. Here's Jackson Blake at center. He'll angle over to the left wing and puts on the brakes, finds Langenbrunner. Now it's over to the far side. Now Middlestad, hounded on the play by Berglund. Mason Langenbrunner with it. Walks, shoots. Dardis a save. Batchelder, the rebound. Puck shot loose. They score! I think that's Luke Middlestad. Goes down low in front of the slot area and hammers away at it. And the Eagles with the power play goal and the 4-2 lead.
Boy, I have to feel for it. I think that they were wise to Middlestad because they had Berglund on him, but it was Eden Prairie's creativity that really took over. It was Blake and Langenbrunner and then Blake and Middlestad, but ultimately it was Middlestad that finished that play. Now it's a 2-goal advantage. Time is of the essence. Not only do you have a staunch opponent like Eden Prairie you have to wrestle with, but now you're down by 2 goals with only 10:35 left, so the Zephyrs had better get on their horse and start to put some pressure on Zach Hayes in the goal for Eden Prairie Eagles.
Luke Middlestad, your goal scorer?
Yep, that's his 5th of the season, 4th in the power play. So you can tell he's a focus, but Langenbrunner's having some words with Haycraft. So emotions are starting to run a little amok, but it was Langenbrunner that, I don't know what happened to precede it, but Langenbrunner, he wasn't going to let him come into his house, so to speak, and I don't know what was going on, but I like it when emotion gets into it, and they didn't get carried away. Just a little conversation, just a little chirping.
Batchelder with the first assist, and Langenbrunner with the second.
A familiar line.
Oh, nice little play there by Jorgensen. Knocked it away to Luloff. He had the glove hand side, but a stick got in the way there as Tony Newbeck deflects that one up and off the netting.
Well, and it was Luloff that took that shot, but he had Marble streaking in. But but it was Duxon that was actually going stride for stride, so nice job by the forward to hang with that. Otherwise, that could have been just an easy redirect into that goal. So nice responsible play by the Zephyr forward, Duxon. But again, Eden Prairie, they can come at you in waves, and it's not just the one line that we're talking about. It's line after line after line. That's the challenge that the state of Minnesota is going to have to face moving forward.
That's right. Well put. To the near boards, off the wall, Langfells retreats. Accelerates through the zone. But the back pressure was there. They forced a turnover. Here come the Zephyrs. They're dangerous. Save made by Hayes. Nice blocker pad save there. Backhand that's knocked away by Jake Casey. And just like that, the Zephyrs turned that one back up ice. That was Beersdorf, and I believe he was joined up front by Draghi on that opportunity. Now it's Hartle with it. Hartle will chip that one in on goal as Dardis will be content to just hang on.
Right, a little Texas leaguer didn't fool him at all. He tracked that one right into his glove. But really a nice opportunity by this Zephyr team. They went in, and I think it was Beersdorf that had that opportunity to take that shot. But again, the speed of the Zephyrs, if they can kind of work on that, but you can feel the intensity of this game pick up a little bit since that second goal. The Zephyrs know the task at hand, but you can tell they're focused and they're trying to get back into this.
Dardis gloves it down. Luke Middlestat was there.
You know, that might have been a pretty difficult save that he made look pretty easy. That one had a little velocity on it, but again, he just so calm, cool, and collected in goal.
Are you joining me tomorrow night for the friendly confines of Braemar Arena?
Yeah.
Edina, Benil, St. Margaret's.
Yeah.
Massive Section 6AA implications there. There's Brown with it. Feinberg is there. And if you're a dance fan, I'll be streaming that on the Edina Sports Hub on Saturday.
What time?
That's going to be 9:45 a.m. till 6:30 p.m. Haycraft is showing me how to one-trick pony. Now it's Hayes with it. Middlestat. Wow, he's jammed by Haycraft. 8:40. The work ethic has not left the Zephyr team regardless of the score.
Oh, I like it. They're playing like it's 0-0 on Saturday night at the X.
Committed defensively, too. Around to the near boards it goes. It's going to be Newback with it. High in the air. Coring waited for it to come out of the sky. Now Peltier will play this one deep as he'll change. And back to the corner it goes. Metz fishes that over the left wing. That was Newback to Metz, rather. Oh, they have a chance now. Here's Ethan Peterson behind the back. They tried to center the feed there to Adam Johnson, but instead it's Blake in transition. 3-on-2. Batchelder looks back door for Holt. Scores! Well, if one's not there, two or three, here comes four. And that would be number 22, Mason Langenbrunner, for the 5-2 Eagle lead. Wow, what a goal there.
And as much as he's involved in the offense, that's only his second tally, but he earned that one. That was a good goal, but it really started in his zone with Langenbrunner's stick zone. He really has such a wide stick zone that he made a play, brought the puck up the ice. I think Blake's going to get an assist on that one, but he walked into that shot from the right hash mark and beat Dardis.
Rink wide. It's going to be sent in by Peterson. That's Ethan Peterson on the play. That'll be Langenbrunner from Holt and Batchelder.
Boy, Langenbrunner caught that shot, I think, in a soft zone. Went off the ice on that, and hopefully he'll be back shortly.
Rink wide it goes. Ethan Peterson. Now Jorgensen with it. Fanned on it. Luke Middlestat takes it over across the line, and they're offside just by an eyelash.
Well, I think it was a challenge that the blue line really forced Middlestat to make a cut, but you have to pay particular attention to stay on sides and almost anticipate that, because all it did was stop a forward progress of his team, and they had numbers moving into the zone, but face off outside the Zephyr zone. We're 7:19, so time is obviously of the essence. It's going to be the Zephyrs. They're going to have to take some chances, maybe hold the offensive blue line, but I think the first challenge is to win their zone, get it in the neutral, and then get some possession in the Eden Prairie zone. It's been a tough task this third period.
Langfells will chip that in for the Eagles, as it's going to be played back in behind by Doggett over to the far side, the outlet. That's Herod. Now a glove down near boards. Beersdorf, watched by Luke Middlestat. Beersdorf stays with it, gets it into the Eagle zone as it's going to be played to the right wing side. Drew Casey for Hartle. That's knocked away. The Zephyrs will play it to the near boards. Rink wide they go. Draghi into that one. He's got the flowing Glension as that one's deflected up off the netting with 6:44 to go in the third. Eagles leading 5-2 with a 3-goal eruption here in the third.
Well, indeed, we've always talked about the defense of Eden Prairie. We're talking Middlestead, Langfels, Langenbrunner, but there are other players that can play defense. I'm talking about Caring and Britton, and Jake Casey's turned in a nice performance tonight as well. Or Drew, or I think it's Jake Casey, right?
Jake and Drew is the winger.
Yep.
But
the
they
Eagles have some depth.
The Eagles aren't a team that just plays 4D. They play 6.
You are correct.
They don't play 2 lines, they play 4.
And that's why they can outscore their opponents in the third period as well.
We saw break down Edina the other night by playing 4 lines versus 2.
1.5.
Well, that's kind of what happened. I mean, we're not breaking new ground here. Brown in across the line at center ice. Britton knocked away from him by Wolfsfeld. Now Britton will play over for Langenbrunner. He's checked on the play as Marble is there. Brown, nice job to just fish it over, but pinching down the left wing side is Grant Dardis. Haycroft tried to play that one back. Kraft rather tried to play that one off the net. Misses the mark. Now Peltier back the other way. It's a 3-on-5 as the defense changed for the Eagles. But look at Brown go to work. Stapled. Big check by Duxon.
He's really turned in an outstanding performance tonight.
5:43 to go in a 5-2 game here from the Eden Prairie Community Center. Back in behind. Gathered in by Langfels. Plays that one rink wide. Now it's Metz off the boards. Holt races into that one. Holt puts on the brakes. Try to fish that through to Blake, and now it's going to be Ethan Peterson left wing side. Knocked away from him as it's Newbeck with it. He has Metz crossing with him, knocked in by Jake Casey. Now Metz, big frame on that back line for the Zephyrs addition. Here he goes with some speed up the left wing. He's going to carry it through. Gets inside on Casey. Nice job by the thick defender of this Eden Prairie team. He's big, strong kid back there as it comes back over for Jake Casey from the corner. Try to flare that one to center. That was knocked down by the glove of the on-shooting there, Adam Johnson. He misses the mark. Now Holt with it. Blake. Oh, my gosh, to see passes like this, it's like a dream come true. Back up the ice they go with it. Sent back through. Glension plays that in. Britton is there. Just really good hockey. Ooh, big collision over on the far wall. Luke Middlestat, Holt. Gets to center and plays that one in deep behind. Grant Dardis, now it's off a stick, on the stick of Beersdorf. Beersdorf now to the right wing side. Luke Middlestat is there. And Luloff up the left wing. Luloff muscled to the corner. He's pinned on the play by Brunner. Now Jorgensen working hard off the end boards. Now he stood up. Grant Dardis is there. Jorgensen up for Coring. And there's some extracurriculars in front that drew the whistle with 3:31 to go here in the third.
Well, and I don't know who's going to get, I think there's going to be a penalty, but I'm not 100% sure. It's going to be a cross-check penalty. I just don't know who's guilty of the infraction. Nobody's stepping up and admitting it, so to speak, but it's going to be Luloff that's going to go for Eden Prairie. So 3:31, not beyond the realm of possibility. Going to be an awful daunting task, but now on the power play, they can chip away. Still plenty of time. They just have to get the shots. But on the power play, they're going to get an opportunity. But Luloff cross-check for Eden Prairie.
Newbeck draws with Batchelder. Metz comes away with it. On the stick of Draghi. Back to the corner. Ethan Johnson in front. Cover. They muscle their way. It's close to the goal line. They're going to whistle that one down.
Well, I like the effort. Actually, a nice redirect toward the goal. But I think it was a Newbeck that tried to push the goaltender Hayes into the goal. I don't think you can score a goal that way, but you have to like the fight and the effort. But 11 seconds ticked off that power play, but pretty good opportunity for the Zephyrs right off the bat. Time to win another faceoff.
Blake ahead to Batchel. They're shorthanded. Oops.
Big skate.
Turned it back. Lightning wanted to strike it twice. Now it's Johnson with it. Batchelder comes away with it. He'll zing it down the ice as it's going to be wide of Ben Dardis. J.D. Metz accelerates from the left wing. Angles over to the near boards, watched by Blake. Metz, such a solid player, plays this back in behind. Now Ethan Johnson with it. Guides it back over to the near boards for Charlie Draghi, the sophomore. Back up high they go. Metz, Draghi, touch pass, nice feed there. That one just whistled wide of the mark. That was Newbeck on the bid. Or check that Adam Johnson on the bid. Now it's going to be Metz, slides that one through. They go off front, puck's loose. They couldn't quite pull the trigger.
Good stick by Blake.
2:17 to go in the third. 45 on the power play. 5-2 Eagle lead.
Ooh, penalty on Eden Prairie again.
There's a stick on the ice, and we now know why. Dardis to the bench.
I get the whistle.
Played back around. They're going to get it now. 5-on-3 for 31 seconds.
Looks like it's going to be a roughing penalty. Eden Prairie once again not doing themselves any favors. Being up by 3 might not be a consequence, but it's going to be Blake that's going to take this penalty. So it brings a prominent player from Eden Prairie off the ice. But it's going to be a 5-on-3 now. We'll keep an eye on Dardis.
Minnetonka tied the game with Wayzata tonight with 1 second left.
Oh, how about that?
They go to overtime.
And they're in overtime now?
They're going to it right
now.
Oh,
how about
Patrick
that?
Patrick Lilly is on the call on the TV. What more could you want
Minnetonka, Wayzata.
Tonka from the Plymouth Ice Center.
You know, I thought Tonka on the road would have a tough time playing against Wayzata, but two pretty evenly matched teams going at it. A little late conference hockey.
You got to play the full 54, right?
Yeah, that's right.
You got to get the bounces. There's nothing more crushing than thinking you're going to be slapping patting backs and saying, "Hey, nice job."
And then you got to regroup and reset, right? Refocus.
You got to find a way.
Good call for a timeout right now, just to reset. I like you play to the final buzzer regardless of the score, but you got to get one pretty quick. And scoring against Eden Prairie is not an easy thing to do to begin with. But a great opportunity. There's going to be a lot of room out on the ice, and I have a feeling we're going to see a strong push. They're going to call on Zach Hayes in goal for Eden Prairie to make a couple big saves.
Well, this plays into that area I talk about all the time when teams get 5-on-3s.
Yeah.
Sometimes they get a little bit too relaxed.
Yeah, a little too patient.
Yeah, they don't want to take the big shot and watch the ring because they get in so tight on that. But when you're down 3 at 5-2 and there's 2:01 on the clock, you don't really have the time to be patient.
No.
So that changes the thought process. I just think as an athlete a little bit more.
Well, and I think if you have a 2-man advantage, you take advantage of that and outnumber them in a particular area. But it all comes down to possession. If you have 5 players on the ice, but the team with 3 is possessing the puck, that doesn't do you a whole bunch of good. So I think it really all starts in the faceoff dot. But if they can score early, the other penalty is gone now, or?
Maybe it was just a misconduct.
No, Blake's penalty is on there. I think they have a misconduct after that. But Luloff had the cross-check penalty that should still have about 45 seconds left on it. But
there was 31 on the.
Was it 31?
Yep.
Okay, now the world is making sense again. But again, it gets down to the face-off, and Tyler Johnson, the junior forward for Eden Prairie, is going to go against Tony Newbeck on the face-off. So very important face-off for both teams. Emphasis on the Zephyrs. Oh, double minor? Well, that might have a little significance.
That one's pushed wide off the face-off. Luke Middlestad gets there. He's going to be chopped down by.
Oh, that's a big clear right there.
It is. 1:50 to go here in the third.
But 20 seconds on the one penalty. That's the important number that we got to focus on now.
With the room and the 5-on-3, you have the 2-man advantage, so why would you open up the net when they can take free pot shots at it? I don't disagree. Here's Ethan Johnson trying to push that one through. Metz gets it back quickly over to the left side. That one's blocked.
Oh, what a need by Langenbrunner again.
Yeah, it took him on the inside of the leg.
And that's where he got it before. Boy, what does that tell your team? If you have 3-goal advantage right now, and you have one of your prominent defensemen eating pucks like that to protect his goalie, that says a lot to me.
Well, the 5-on-3 is going to continue with the too many.
Oh, man.
So Luloff was out of the box from his penalty.
Well, that's
and he hadn't really left the door, and Batchelder played the puck, and they're both on the ice.
I suppose.
That's an easy call.
It's like pulling a muscle in the last mile of the marathon right now. Okay, Zephyrs take the timeout now.
Or a Ricky Henderson pulled hammy on a infield base hit.
Yeah.
Did you ever see that?
No.
He'd hammer into the bag so hard he'd go down like a ton of bricks.
Yeah.
Like he was shot. Done for 8 weeks.
Oh, darn.
Collecting a paycheck.
Oh, yeah. The life of a Ricky Henderson. But I think what Edenbury's just trying to do is just trying to get their focus back. They did a really good job at defending. I mean, it was the Zephyrs that actually gained possession. They didn't win the faceoff, but they gained possession in the zone. But then you see Langenbrunner get in front of shots and, congesting the shooting area, so to speak. So Zephyrs doing a good job. They had a couple good opportunities, but I think the important part was that 5-on-3 was winding down. If they could have punched one in, then they'd still have 2 more power plays subsequently, or at least abbreviated one, obviously, and the second one. But, things would have to go almost perfect, but not beyond the realm of possibility. But I love the fact that Zephyrs called timeout just to regroup. Let's finish this strong. Let's see if we can punch 1 or 2 in and really put Eden Prairie in an uncomfortable position right now. But Eden Prairie kind of limping to the finish. Now Dardis is out.
Now they're going to go 6-on-3.
Got to win the faceoff.
There's a lot of blue and gold, not a lot of white, red, and black. Back behind the net it goes. Haycraft is there. Back up for Metz. Gets this back down for Ethan Peterson. Back up for Metz. And that one's cleared the length of the ice by the Eagles. Now the interesting thing is, right, I mean, maybe you mentioned this part, but if they score here, that's just one of the power plays for Blake. He'll stay in. Still 5-on-3, 6-on-3.
Well, that's where the too many men really comes into play. But time is really just running out.
There's a one-timer that's blocked. Middlestat to the boards. Does he see the opening? Oh, he just misses the mark.
You got to take the shot.
Absolutely. No ice with the penalties.
Right.
37 to go. Here come the Zephyrs across the line. Adam Johnson. Now Peterson. Peterson behind the net. Protects the puck. Oh, he slid that one through. They had a chance backdoor. Berglund comes away. Metz, touch pass, quick shot, pad save. Oh, Hayes has been big. Back up high it goes. It's going to be Adam Johnson. That one through the goal mouth area. Now Metz comes away with it. 12 to go. Peterson knocked away from him by Langfels. Gets a little support from Newbeck down low. That's knocked away by Batchelder. There's a whistle as the net's off its post with 2.9. It's just basically academic from here on out.
Well, indeed it is. But look at Eden Prairie defense, 6-on-3, and really it was Hayes that did a nice side-to-side, but other than that, really not many opportunities. And when they got one, Hayes answered the bell, but really great defensive penalty kill by this Eden Prairie Eagle team.
And that'll do it for the hockey game. As the Eagles really flex their muscle here in the third period.
Well,
the big names came out to play tonight for Eden Prairie.
Well, and that's the benefit of rolling over all the lines that they do. It keeps them fresh. And who was the prominent, but it was Middlestat, Blake, and Langenbrunner. So the defense got involved. The forwards got involved as well. But the support lines for Eden Prairie, if you want to call them that, actually turned in a very strong performance. But I was very impressed with the way the Zephyrs played tonight. Obviously, they're a little disappointed coming out of 2-2 into this third period. But that's when Eden Prairie really started to flex their muscles. And it was Blake that got it started, and he's a leader on the team. That's what good players do. But pretty impressive showing by the Zephyrs, even though 5-2. It wasn't a 5-2 game in my eyes, even though Eden Prairie earned the 5 goals. I thought it was a closer contest than that.
I would agree 100%. Bart.
I love the fact the two goaltenders are kind of talking after the fact, slapping each other on the back. But Hayes answered the bell. He did what his team needed to do. Really a good goaltender, but I was very impressed with Dardis as well. Obviously, we know his resume, so to speak, but he's one of the reasons why it was as close as it was.
An NHL legend, Paul Ranheim, let Ben Dardis know he played a terrific hockey game, as he did. Of course, he was, I believe, with Paul on his Upper Midwest High School Elite League team this past year, so there you go. Well, tomorrow night we're going to be at the Braemar Arena, 8 o'clock face-off, a little later in the evening. A little bedtime action for some of you, but we'll be good. Hornets and the Red Knights right here at TMNHockey.tv. Your final score, the Eden Prairie Eagles 5, Mahtomedi Zephyrs 2. For Morgan Cook, our camera operator, for Bart Archer, and our producer-director back of the studios, John Sands.